Today and welcome to another update. Well overdue, I think, for the Triumph TR7 Tibi. And this year, once I sorted out the engine problems, I say engine problems, I still had an issue with the carburetor setups. It was really struggling at times, and she would as if she would go out of sync and then just pull away and just come to life again, especially under load at higher revs. And she just didn't seem to want to be pushing at higher revs. And I baselined the carburetors quite a few times, and I got fed up with it. So I wound the jets down just to make sure she would actually pick up nicely. And she did drive quite well with the jets wound open. To all intents and purposes, it still had the original BDM jets needles in the jets, so it's very hard to determine where unless you've got a really accurate micrometer, I guess. I do have a digital one, but hey. So that's on the needles. So stripped out the jets, cleaned them all up, just checked everything was great. It's not fuel starvation. It could be overfueling if anything, but I took it through the MOT, and that was on the 7th. When did I actually take the MOT? It was date on here was the 4th of September, so it's a few weeks ago, I must admit. But here's the fail sheet. It said fail, do not repair, dangerous defect, service brake has no recorded effort at a wheel near side rear. So that was the rear side drum. I looked at that, and it was just basically where the shoe was just misaligned slightly, so it could have been when the handbrake first went on. But because this car predominantly brakes front end, you've got your brake distributor here, and that sets out the force between the back and the front. Anyway, I can't remember what the percentage it is, could be 70-30, but there you are. And also it failed for the emissions test, the exhaust emissions. And the guy said to me, he doesn't know why the engineer did the exhaust. He said because, it's exempt anyway. But, I mean, I'd rather he did. The exhaust emission carbon monoxide content was excessive, hydrocarbon content excessive, brakes imbalanced across rear axle. That's attributable to the shoe on the near side brake. So I had a look at that, took a look at it, took it back the following Saturday, and it actually passed. So there was the recorded mileage, 73,570 miles, and the mileage at the last MOT, which was 9th of the 5th 2013. So it's been off the road for quite a while, and it's done about 2,000 miles in that time, really. And yeah, so I've actually wanted to get this MOT'd just to have a secondary opinion on the car, because I think it's all good and mechanically sound, but I needed to get a second opinion for this car. And I'm not full zoom there, am I? No, I'm not. That's okay. Put it back again. And it drives really nice. And what I plan to do is look up this car here. I think Bernard Myers is still there in Walton, Somerset. So I'm on a road trip soon. So I might actually do a journey up to this garage in Walton and just take a photograph of it outside, 45 years later. I mean, it's coming up to its 45th birthday, this car. But anyway, so on with the induction system. So what I decided to do is sort of, how can I explain it? Because I don't drive this car daily, and I drive it, a few weeks of the year, if that, and what with the history of the water pump and the coil, I had a progressive fault, I suppose, really. And it was similar to the coil issue, where I always knew there was this niggling little flutter with the engine, but because it got me from A to B, I didn't really bother about it. But it started, I think, looking back on it, to get worse. And because I'd taken the back box off the air box off all those years ago and put these KNs on it, the car ran fine. I had no worries about it. And it was only after that I started getting trouble, if I think about it. And I still got the back box up on the shelf somewhere. And so I thought, well, after trying to baseline it and adjust it and tweak it and set the mixture levels and everything, it still had this bit of flutter, and trying to pull away under the clutch, and then low revs, the ignition light would come on, which is understandable. So what I decided to do was order 2 new needles for each carburetor, and I got, I think they're called BA1s, which if you have K&Ns, you really should be upgrading the needles. Although, if you set the tuning up with the K&Ns, it should be fine with the fuel induction. And so I baselined them, and then I dropped in the 2 new needles, took it out, and immediately it was picking up a whole lot better. Now, I guess the tapering on the needles is slightly different to give you that more fuel. I'd lower rev to pick up, and if fuel economy will be a thing, but not that I'm worried about that. So basically, I put the new needles in, I ran it, came back while the engine was still warm. I actually wound up the jet height, 1 flat at a time on each one, because they are balanced with the fuel mixture, and took it out again. It was fine. Tiny bit of little flutter on one instance, pulling away from a junction, and so the idea is just to turn those nuts up until she is not over-fueling or under-fueling, and you can tell that by the change of the note of the engine, as long as you do it when it's warm. Now, this has the original wax stats on it, and they are fine. They were all stripped down and checked out. Absolutely pristine, if I may say. So, here we go, another car turning up. It's great, isn't it? So, I don't know who it is. So I'm just going to pause it for a minute. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, where was I? Talking about the needles. So the performance needles are in here. Let's get that zoom back out. Terribly sorry about that. So yeah, performance needles in here. Take it out and just giving it a good old runabout. And yeah, she's all MOT'd. And here's the pass certificate, if you can read that. And the engineer did come out and talk to me, and he said he was surprised to see one of these come up on the list for the MOTs. And he used to work on these in the day, and he was actually dreading having a look at this and expecting all sorts of things. He said when he went underneath to look at it, he was absolutely pleasantly surprised. He said it's absolutely solid. And he said, working on them in the day, he said they were just a rot. So he said, oh, you got a good one there. And I said, well, yeah, that's why I bought it all those years ago. So, but it was nice to get a decent mechanic, engineer, look underneath the car, because I wanted them to point it. And I did say to the garage, I said to them, I said, no, I want somebody to look over this car with a keen, critical eye. Because what I deem as safe and good, I need that to be ratified, by some competent people. Because what I think is good and what I think is safe, it's always good to get that sanity check and that second opinion, even though I've kept on top of everything. And unfortunately, as it may seem, the bodywork, even though it's stored here, the bodywork is actually getting worse. There's more stuff coming out and stuff perishing. I've replaced the door rubbers on each side. These were starting to break and chip away, and little They were particulating, so I've got new door seals in here. There's new end rubber in there, as the old one had split, and again it had gotten hard and just broke up, so I got another one of those from the nice people at Rob Sports. And I put a new choke cable in as well, because the old one had frayed and was starting to become problematic. That's with me trying to actually set up the carbs and everything, I guess, and keeping the choke on. But yeah, and again you can see here, look, more blemishes coming out in the paintwork, bubbling slightly there. This is all surface stuff, which probably will eat further down. But you know, when I start doing this, I can't. It's going to have to be the whole car that gets done, and then it won't be original anymore. That is, it is a crying shame. I can't let it go too long. Maybe a couple of more years, but we'll see. She's still solid, and I'm back up at Bicester. Oh, here's my dossier with everything in it, with all the receipts and stuff I've got for the car. Let's have a look. Here's the no, that's a VXR booklet. None of that's doing in there. But a multitude of documents in here, right back from the word go. That's the wrong logbook for it. That's my old Vauxhall, that was. It's in here somewhere. Probably at the back. Yeah, a lot of, if anybody remembers the old MOT certs you used to get. Doing this one-handed. Anybody remember these old ones? I don't know where they are. See if I can. I should have got them out before, shouldn't I, really? Yeah, here they are. Remember these old ones, look. The old MOT they used to write out on the day. So this was 1998-99. She'd done 57,000 miles. Approximate year of first use, it says 1981 on that, but it's actually October 1980 as the W reg. Because V reg was 7980, but there you are. I'm sure you all knew that anyway. And there we are. So apart from that, she's running like a dream at the moment. I'm just tweaking the jets, as I said. So with that, I shall leave it there, and I might just give it a start up, because she is warm. Starts on the key. Just give her a bit of a Let's have a look at the old temperature, see where she is at the moment. Well, she's getting there. She's ticking over nicely at about 700 RPM. Okay. Alright, thanks for watching, and yeah, please do comment anything you see or you can think of with TR7s. Appreciate any help, and please do look at my other videos for all the escapades I've done with this car. Thanks very much. Bye now.